Well, hello, this is Shirley from Shirley's Art Ventures. It's been a while. I've been busy. I haven't had a chance to sit down and record, and I've been meaning to do this. So I am going to review 2020 for you, and then later on I'll give you a quick synopsis of what's coming up in 2021. As you know, 2020 was kind of a crazy year. And at the beginning of the year, I was really inspired by my new art, which was a resin pour and to make little vessels and to do little things like that. I thought I would go to the next level with my resin pour, but that didn't really happen. But here is one of the samples. And I would pour these over different objects, and this is really, it was a cool technique. I thought it was different. I thought it would take me to the next level and we'd get into some different shows. I did put it out there to get into the shows, and it wasn't accepted, and I really didn't have time to do a whole lot more of the resin pours because, I don't know, things got kind of crazy there. So, I'm trying to get comfortable. I'm on my bed today, and I rigged up my room. I did do 3 art fairs last winter, one in January, February, and March, and of course the March one was the one everything shut down. The day after that, everything shut down. So I was very happy to have done those art fairs. I made some good connections in those 3 art fairs, and I sold stuff. I also sold things right along via my website, via Facebook posts, so that was kind of nice. I found shipping cost a lot, but anyway, that was one of my goals before all this started, was to have a bigger online presence. So that was going to take some doing and some figuring out, and I didn't have time to do it or figure it out. But I was really excited. I was accepted into the bead show in Madison to teach, I think it was like 5 classes. So I made these really great little things here. There's a flower, and this is a lighthouse in beads. And I was going to showcase those at the bead show and do tutorials on those. And that was going to be in March. Well, that got postponed a couple of times and canceled. So I haven't done. They're just sitting here. And honestly, I was so busy last winter that I was okay. I was okay with not having to teach that. It was just a lot. I also had some classes in Oregon that I was teaching at. I think I taught 1 class, and then we didn't have anybody sign up for the other class, and of course everything did shut down. So, that's kind of how we're into March now. So when things shut down in the community, I still had to go to work since I work at a nursing home, and we never shut down. I was there all the time. I had to wear the mask. I had to get used to social distancing, had to get used to all the crazy stuff that, we did during the pandemic, and it was kind of surreal how it all came about, but we settled in, and I took long lunches, which was kind of nice because wearing the mask just really made me tired because you breathe differently, you do things differently, and then I was staying later to help in the dining room, so it just made sense that I took long lunches. So in taking long lunches, I was able to do projects. So that was really nice. One thing I continued on, I was in a drawing group from the last year or so. Every day I was drawing pictures, and I continued with my drawing group during part of the pandemic, during the lockdown there in March and April. And I would post to their website. And, even that got a little too much. I did end that about April because, I don't know, I just needed something different to do. Because the thing I was really finding fun to do was crochet. I found a pattern online, and it was this shawl here that I made, and I just thought it was beautiful. So I got the yarn, I think at Hobby Lobby, and I ran out. I didn't have enough to finish the shawl, so it took like 2 months to get the yarn in because, I don't know, everything was delayed. So I got yarn in over the winter, or in March, April, May, and I did crocheting projects. So that was kind of nice. It kept me busy. I kind of fell in love with what was called mosaic crochet. So this is a sample of the mosaic crochet. I think I showed this before. That's the back side. And here is the front side. So that became something that I started doing. And the other thing, I wanted to kind of refocus what I was doing. I've been wanting to make videos for a long time. So this is a time to kind of to make videos. So I bought a ring light here. I bought a camera. I rigged up some other lighting. I worked really hard to try to figure out the lighting part of videos. And I used my phone. I used the camera that I'm using now. And then I bought a couple of webcams. I found out one didn't focus. So if you're going to do tutorials without focus, it didn't work. So then I bought another webcam that did have autofocus on it. So that way I can do crocheting tutorials. So I've done a couple of those. And that's been kind of nice. I also upgraded my website. I paid for my website. I created an online store. And I created a YouTube channel. So trying to get all the stuff figured out, it took time. So it was kind of nice to have, April, May, June. I was outside doing videos. I was inside trying to do videos. I was trying to do some new kind of art. Another thing I thought I would do would be some garden art. So this is a sample of the garden art. And I thought, oh, this is a ticket. I will make a whole bunch of these. I'll sell a whole bunch of these. Everybody will want my garden art. Well, I made quite a few. I've sold quite a few. And honestly, they're not as much fun as I thought they would be to make. So, I don't know. The garden art is here. And I'll probably still make some more, but it wasn't quite what I thought it would be. I also continued with 14 South Artists. And we had to go to Zoom meetings, which I think everybody is knowing how to do, is the Zoom meetings now. Which, they're not as much fun as you think they are. But we did learn how to do that. Let's see here. And my online store, I posted some stuff. I sold some towels on my online store. And I found out, it cost a lot to ship the towels because it's like for a set of 4 towels, it's like $8 to ship the towels. So I really barely broke even on the towels. So I upped the price of the towels in the online store, and I found higher quality of towels. I ordered them through Kohl's on sale, with a double discount, and I sent them to my mom, and my mom and I sold over 100 towels, about 125 towels this last year. So that is good for her. She really likes doing the towels, and she's very proud when she gets to do the towels. The other thing I found out is that I could receive a grant. With the pandemic going on, there was like $6 million that Dane County had for small businesses. And I didn't think I qualified as a small business. I'm just me doing my little art on the side here. But I did buy stuff because of the pandemic. I bought the cameras, 3 of them I guess. I bought the lights. I bought 3 of those. I bought some camera holding things. I upgraded my website. I created the online store. So there was money that I had to dish out, and I also had to pay postage from the orders I got via the website. So I asked for money for a grant, and I received it. So I was quite grateful. The check actually did get lost in the mail, and I didn't receive it for like 2 months after that. So they rewrote the check to me, and it is kind of funny. The next day the check comes to me all wrapped up in a plastic thing saying, it was lost in the mail. So I gave it back to them, but I did receive the grant, which was nice. I also started an Etsy page, which I only have 3 items on, and it kind of features my resin art on the Etsy page. I found out you have to pay 20 cents every 3 months to list your items. So it only has 3, and you have to take pictures, you have to do setup and all that fun stuff, which that takes time and effort, which some days you have the time, sometimes you have the effort, but to get them to go together just didn't always work. And of course I bought a Zoom account through one of the organizations I was with. I was trying to set up Zoom meetings, and of course they kick you out after half an hour. So after having that happen several times, I decided, well, they needed a Zoom account, and it's been really hard too setting up those meetings because the activity professionals, we've just been busy with our nursing homes. We've had outbreaks in our homes in different places, and we just haven't had the energy to get together. So hopefully that will come up. So my year was really pretty steady considering all the craziness with the pandemic going on. My orders started in January and they came throughout the year. Probably the slowest month was like June, but then things started picking up. Shows started coming. I started having live shows again in August and September, and throughout the fall I was at Kylie's all the time, and also my friend Jarena at J&J Craftworks really rescued me in May because she set up some kits. So she wanted my kits to be sold to like the Girl Scouts because, oh my goodness, they had nothing to do. The pandemic was going on, they had nothing to do. So I created like 50 kits for her, and that was my biggest selling month of at her shop was in May because she sold all those kits for those people. And her store wasn't even really open. People would come in and pick up their kits, and so I made good money just putting together kits for her, and so that was kind of nice. I also had a show at UW Hospital in May through the Bead Society, and I sold things. I usually do sell things there. I guess their gift shop was open at the time, so in May and June things are getting a little better here because we were in our big lockdowns, and we were coming off of our lockdowns, so things were getting a little bit better. So I was glad to have done that. And then summer came, and I just decided that I would continue, doing my art, making my stuff, just kind of hanging out there. I was doing videos a fair amount in the summertime because we weren't really sure what was going on. And like I said earlier, I was able to get into some shows in the summertime. Fall was really quite busy for me because I was in several different places at the same time. Getting ready for Christmas. I was in a Christmas tree farm, so I made little tea lights for them. It lights up. I was at Kylie's in Madison, 8 different weekends, so that is 16 different days. I had to make a bunch of items for them. The Christmas tree farm, I also, made ornaments for them. I try to have all my stuff here ready to go, and it kind of moves around. So I started experimenting a little bit with glitter in my resin art because I found out, people like shiny things. And I found out cardinals had a very wonderful meaning, so I started making cardinals, and I did sell a number of cardinals. My friend Jarena, she said that my scrubbies, I should have my scrubbies in her shop. So, and what she wanted a dishcloth with a border around it with a matching scrubby. So I made a bunch of these. I actually started this in August on my travels. I was in the car making different things. So for Jarena, I bought a whole bunch of this kind of yarn for her. So I made a bunch of scrubbies for Jarena, and they were really quite successful in her shop too. Another thing, the mosaic. I was really kind of crazed with how to make the mosaic yarn crochet, and so I made all these different panels. I made some of these on my travels, and I put them together in a scarf. I haven't sewed the scarf, but I could make more and put it together into a blanket or something like that. So this is never done, so this is just something that I worked on, and I want to continue to do this. Well, I did not realize that crocheting would become such a thing with me. But in the past, I've seen those little figures that people crocheted, and my niece, she said, "Can you crochet a cow?" I said, "Probably." And she asked if my mom could. I said, "I don't know if my mom could, but I definitely could crochet a cow." So I got into the cow business. So here is my cow, and my cow has a little baby cow. So I made a bunch of these and I sold them. So I found out this is my new passion, is crocheting critters. So I've been busy crocheting the critters. And I have more critters coming out, and that is what's going to happen in the new year. The other thing, I got into a couple other shows. I got into a show at the Firefly and also UW Hospital again. And in getting into those shows, they have to hang on the wall. So you need to put them in a shadow box, and you need to hang it up on the wall. And I did sell one item at the Firefly. I didn't sell anything at the UW Hospital, but nobody was allowed in the hospital, so that kind of figures. So I have these back, and they're just kind of sitting here waiting for a new life. Now, in hanging out at Kylie's in Madison, my friend Julie came over, and she made this special doll for me. So that was very nice. So I decorated the doll, gave her a little skirt, bracelet, hair ornaments, and I gave her a face. So very special doll. And I also had another friend who wanted cardinals. She wanted a male and female cardinal, so I made a photograph. Well, I shouldn't say I made a photograph. I painted a picture of these, and I made several resin pieces for her. And you know, since then we've been busy and it's been crazy, so she still has to pick them up. But you know, it was something else I could make for somebody for special requests. And some of my resin art, you know, is going to be, you know, shown again. And you know, I continue to do my painting. I continue to do my crocheting. I made a scarf that I liked so much that I decided to give it to myself for Christmas time. The thing I thought I was going to do is to take pictures of all of my jewelry and put them online. So I bought this little mannequin, much smaller than I thought it would be. Thought it would be life-size, but a little tiny mannequin to take pictures of jewelry, and I haven't done that yet. So that might be coming up for lucky. My friend Doreen at J&J Craftworks, she really wanted my coasters, so we have a whole bunch of coasters over there. So if you like my work, J&J Craftworks is featuring my coasters, and she has some greeting cards over there. I'm also teaching a class in Oregon through Zoom. So I put a tutorial together of how to make this dishcloth using scrubby material and a crochet hook. So that is going to be on Zoom, and I hope people sign up for that. And you know, like I said, my new passion is my critters. So my critters are my new passion. So I make them, I take them to work, I show them to people at work, and before you know it, they go home to somebody else. So it's been an interesting year. I've learned a lot this year. I've been very busy this year. Then the pandemic hit us at the nursing home, and I was even more busy, and I couldn't show this video. And my friend in Florida, my friend Lynn, gave me this wonderful little plate of a cow, because you know I live on a farm. So this is Shirley from Shirley's Art Video. Shirley from Shirley's Art Ventures, showing what I did in 2020. It was a very productive year for me. I guess a pandemic makes you think about things, it gets you motivated to do other things, and I was able to achieve that. So thank you for listening, and see you in 2021, which is now. Thank you so much.